So after I told y'all how my pendulum saved me a shit ton of money at the tire shop, I got this comment asking for me to explain how to use one and how to program one. So I'm going to dive into that. I do think it's important to understand what a pendulum is, so I'm going to go into that right now. Here are some examples. It's a long string with an item that's heavy at the end. Here's another example. This one is a collection of stones, and it's in the shape of like a diamond. This is one that I made. Just has a heavy rock at the end. It doesn't have to be a chain with an item at the end. You can use a lanyard with keys, for example. You can also use your purse. I used my purse in the last video that I made. I didn't have my pendulum on me, which was crazy because I always do. But I had just held my purse by the straps and asked it to operate the same way that my pendulum does at home, and it did. I think that using a pendulum is a beautiful substitute for muscle testing. So if you're new to this and you want to find a safe and surefire way to use your pendulum, I would highly recommend testing food. Okay, so once we learn how to program our pendulum, you can hold it over your food or think about a food item that you would like to eat and see if it's safe for your body to eat or if it will cause harm. And I'll do an example of that in just a few moments. If you don't have one at home or anything like that at home and you want to go buy one from the store, there is a little bit of a setup process to follow. Sort of like when you're meeting a new animal for the first time, it takes a little bit of time to get used to one another. So what you're going to do is take your new pendulum, you're going to put it in the palm of your hand, and then cover it with your other hand. You're going to breathe and imagine a white light in the palm of your hand, like a little ball of light. And you're just going to breathe for 3 long breaths. 10 long breaths if it's something that you obtained from somewhere that has a lot of foot traffic, because stones and pretty much all types of materials can hold on to certain energies if it's been touched by a lot of people. You just want to make sure that this item is going to integrate to your energy the quickest so that you can start utilizing your pendulum immediately. Once that step is complete, you want to decide how you want to hold your pendulum. Lots of people hold their pendulums in a bunch of different ways. It's really up to you on what you think is the most comfortable and what feels right. It's like holding your pencil. You know, everyone has their own little way of holding their pencil. As long as you write the message out, it doesn't really matter how your pencil is held as long as you are comfortable. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when I hold mine. This is one that I made myself, and if you ever make one yourself, you can ask how far up the chain your, little doodad for holding it should be, or whatever feels right. There are 2 ways to move forward from here. You can either program your pendulum to operate the way that you decide, or you can ask your pendulum to show you its preferred method of showing you how it would like to operate. Okay, I don't love my word choice there, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So when you get one for the first time, and you've already cleansed it, there are 2 ways to go forward from here. First, you can ask the pendulum, show me yes, show me no, and it'll begin to swing. Because it's new for you, it may start to shake like this for a little while before it really starts going in any direction. Because I've had this one for so long and I've been using it like almost daily, it moves very fast. The reaction time is like instant. But just keep in mind that that can take time to achieve. If you would like to program your pendulum with the swings that you decide, you just take it and swing it and say, this is my response for yes. This is my response for no. And then this is my response for I don't know, rephrase, or maybe. Here's an example of a pendulum board. You can print something like this off and use this if you would prefer. If you do use a pendulum board, it will override any programming that you've already previously set up for the time that you're using the board. If you take your pendulum back somewhere else, it will continue to move in the way that you've programmed it. I really like this chart a lot. I like it because if you are trying to determine food intolerances, for example, you can use this chart and ask how many months or how many weeks your body would need off of that food item before you can reintroduce it into your diet and things like that. If you're working on something, for example, I'm in the process of mastering friendship, I can ask, where's my progress at with mastering friendship? And you can have the pendulum swing according to this chart. Like all things, it takes practice to get really good at and used to reading your pendulum and what the swings mean and its like thinking process. Sometimes when I ask questions that are difficult, it takes a little bit more time, like shaking before it chooses. I really like the idea of telling my pendulum to stay still in between questions, because then if it's swinging really hard in one way, it'll take much longer before it to change direction. So if you have it just totally stop, or if you stop it yourself, you can get that next question's answer a lot faster. So I told you guys that I would show you what it looks like to test on food. So I'm going to do that now. Okay. Also, I haven't mentioned this before, but you can also hold it over your other hand. When I do this, I can actually feel an energy pull. It's hard to explain. It's like a sensation of pulling on the palm of my other hand. It's really neat. So for the audience, can you please show me yes? So this is what my yes looks like, okay? Show me no, please. Okay. Can you hold still in between questions? Thank you. Okay. Pendulum, can I use you in a reading now? Can you please tell me a little bit about my food intolerances? Thank you. Okay, hold still. Is it safe for me, is it safe for my body to eat gluten? Okay, so that's a no for me. Is it safe for me to eat tomatoes? No. Okay, hold still. Is it safe for me to eat pineapples? Okay, I got a yes. Please stop. There was something I wanted to ask it for food, but I can't remember what that is now, but I think you guys are getting the idea. Something I think is really interesting to do is asking it about compatibility with people. So when you're asking about compatibility with another person or pursuing a relationship with another person, you can ask the pendulum to show you responses from your higher self. Take a couple deep breaths, get yourself feeling very calm. You can also imagine that there's a string of light going from the top of your head up into the sky, or roots going from the middle of your body down into the earth. This is just a way to ground you into who you are so that you don't accidentally get messages based on your own mind. Because if you are too attached to the outcome of something you're asking about, it can manipulate the swing of the pendulum, because it's so sensitive to the user. So this is why getting readings for yourself can sometimes be difficult, especially say I love pizza, and pizza has tomatoes and gluten, and I'm not supposed to have either one. So if I'm like really wanting to eat it, I might accidentally get a wrong answer. So in that case, it might be better to either wait, take a few breaths, or have somebody else do the reading for you. So how it would look is you could think about the person that you are interested in pursuing a relationship with and say, is it in my highest best good to pursue a romantic relationship with this person? You could ask things like, is it in my highest best good to pursue this new career path? So you can really get very creative with it. I would start small with simple things. As you get really good at this and practice, you will start to notice that your body feels a certain way when you ask a question, and then the pendulum will confirm that. Or it could say the opposite of that, proving something else correct. It just really takes some finesse and practice to really understand all of the messages it's giving you. And it's great for helping you discern whether something is coming from you or from somewhere else. Thank you for staying all this time and learning that with me. I really love all your questions and I love sharing information like this. If you are interested in more stories about how I use my pendulum and how it helped me out in ways that were really unexpected, stay tuned because the next video that I'm going to post, probably tomorrow, will have information on this, how my pendulum got me a free meal. So thank you guys. I love you so much and I'll talk to you soon.